Bank Independent has been such a great partner because not only are they taking the stress of the finances off of our plate, but they're investing in us as we're investing in them. And I think that is a strong partnership. The spirit of what Bank Independent does is right there in the name.
From the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel, this is your weather, live at 5.
All right, we're going to get started here live at 5 o'clock on this late Tuesday afternoon. And it's been a quiet day across the Tennessee Valley. It's not going to be quiet by the end of the week for sure. We have a lot to talk about in this update. Barely a cloud in the sky this afternoon. Here's a live look at the Arctic Air Skycam network. Plenty of sunshine from the afternoon, but despite that, temperatures have been on the chilly side today into the upper 30s and lower 40s out there at 5 o'clock right now. Nothing on radar. Not expecting anything on radar this evening and tonight. We do have rain showers coming back to the forecast as we head into our Wednesday and our Thursday, though. You see the cloud cover starting to increase back to the southwest. That will move in here later tonight and in the Wednesday morning. But for the evening and the overnight, we're quiet in terms of wet weather around here, which is good because temperatures are going to be below freezing overnight. So not having to worry about any wintry weather for tonight. Now, it's not going to drop into the 20s as fast as the Futurecast model shows. It's had a problem with that the past few overnights where right at sunset it drops the temperatures too quickly compared to reality, but then it catches them back up to reality later into the overnight. So it won't drop this quickly, but it will get the overnight lows closer to correct. And we're going to be getting down into the 20s overnight. We do start to get more of a southerly wind after midnight, a few more clouds moving in. So that will keep us from dropping as much as we have the past couple of overnights. And it might be one of these nights where we start to rebound the temperatures a little bit closer to daybreak. Clouds start to thicken up in the morning and then rain showers arrive by mid to late morning and on into the afternoon. Maybe a heavy downpour or two, but not expecting widespread heavy rainfall. And certainly not expecting any thunderstorms or severe weather. Temperatures tomorrow getting up into the mid to upper 40s for daytime highs, and maybe a few more showers on a Thursday as well. We're going to hold a chance of showers in because of the little impulses riding through, but a large part of the shower activity Thursday may be starting to push south of us. And I think for the daytime hours Friday, it is to the south of us because we're going to have an Arctic cold front pushing southward. That's going to bring the cold air in place ahead of time, ahead of the next round of precipitation you see there by midday on Friday back into Texas. That's the beginning of the winter storm that we're watching that starts to arrive later into the overnight Friday night. Then it continues through Saturday and Saturday night. And now it's looking like it stretches through a large part of Sunday. So this is looking like a long duration type winter storm situation we have on the board here. And while there is still time for small scale changes to happen as far as the specific details, and that's why we're not talking about numbers for snow and ice accumulation values yet, we've kind of passed the exit ramp on the interstate here for this to get off the interstate and have a chance to just not happen altogether. We're kind of past that point now because if we're starting late Friday night, early Saturday morning, we're about 3 to 3.5 days out from start time now. So we're getting closer now when everything, instead of becoming more questionable, it's locking in confidence instead. So I think we've passed the point of it being possible that this just vanishes and goes away altogether. What we're going to do now is figure out the tiny small scale details, and it's not going to be the same for everybody across the viewing area. The farther north you are in the viewing area, the more likely it's going to be a heavy snow type situation. And we're not ready to throw out numbers yet, but we're talking about bigger snow accumulations than we've probably seen here with the past few years of winter storms. It looks like some big numbers where it's going to stay all snow, but it's not going to be all snow for everybody. And for some folks, it won't be any snow whatsoever. It will be all ice. And that's most likely down here south of the Tennessee River in North Alabama. The blue areas on the map, the more you are blue on the map, the more likely it is to be mainly heavy snow. The more reddish pink you are on the map, the more likely it is to be mostly heavy ice accumulation. And we're not talking about just the type of ice we had in North Alabama last January where it was sleet and it mainly fouled up the roads. We're talking about a glaze of ice where it falls as liquid rain, and then because temperatures are in the 20s, it glazes over into ice, an ice storm situation. That's what's possible over North Alabama, and that's what causes tree limbs to break, power lines to snap, and you get those widespread, longer duration type power outages. Notice in between that, there's this purple area that roughly sets up from about Highway 64 in Tennessee down to roughly about the Tennessee River. That's on purpose, and notice it's a gradient. That's because there's going to be a transition zone in there where it's going to be a mix of snow and ice accumulation, and even there's the potential for power outages. There's widespread travel problems, whether it's snow, sleet, freezing rain, or a combination of that. Widespread travel issues are a likelihood because of the accumulation of the wintry weather, and then how cold it's going to be and how long that cold weather lasts into at least early next week. So this is a likely situation with our winter storm here. The general timeline starting as early as late Friday night. This is going to be one of those things where when you get home Friday evening, Friday night, be prepared to stay wherever you are for a few days. Goes all the way through Saturday and Saturday night, now lingering into much of Sunday. Precipitation may not cut off until late Sunday evening based on what we're seeing in the data today. This is a high impact type threat. This is not a little dusting of snow or a little tiny glaze of ice, a minor event. This is a higher impact situation. Since we started here at Tennessee Valley Weather back in April of 2020, we've had about one of these every single year in the winter time to where we have an obvious situation days in advance to where we have high confidence and then we have high impacts. It looks like this is going to be the one for this winter. We haven't really missed a winter where we haven't had one, and this looks like this is going to be it. And again, it's not just snow. Just because you hear winter storm or wintry weather, it does not automatically mean snow for your house. Some people will see snow and a lot of it, but for some of you, especially in North Alabama, it may not be nearly as much snow, and for some of you in North Alabama, south of the Tennessee River, it may not be a single solitary snowflake. We're talking about an ice storm situation being a big concern too. And for those areas that it's freezing rain, glaze ice the entire time from start to finish, this may be the type of ice storm that, unless you're my age or older, you may not have experienced this type of ice storm before. That's the type of higher end type situation we're potentially looking at in some parts of North Alabama for an ice storm threat. And that continues down in the central Alabama outside of our viewing area as well. So if you have friends down there south of our counties down into central Alabama, they have a high end ice storm potential as well. And then not just the precipitation, cold for the weekend and into early next weekend. We're talking about once we drop below freezing Friday evening, we stay below freezing all the way until either Monday afternoon or Tuesday afternoon when we warm up from sunshine, daytime and nighttime through the weekend. And then during the overnights from Saturday night all the way into next week, because of gusty winds and the cold temperatures together, we're talking about either single digit, if not negative wind chills on the board. That's dangerous type cold in addition to the ice and the snow concerns. And you can see once we get cold, it's going to be cold for a while. We may not surefire get above freezing area wide until we get into Tuesday afternoon. So it's a long duration event. This is also going to be pipe bursting type cold. So now's the time to prepare for all this. That's why we're enhancing the wording this early now that we have confidence in the situation. Now's the time to start preparing. Start easing into your grocery store runs. If you ease into them beginning now and you don't all wait to the last minute and you stagger them out, the community grocery stores are able to get trucks in every day. They're able to keep their shelves stocked so that things don't run out. So keep that in mind. But you are going to have to think about where you're going to be for a few days because of road conditions. You're going to have to account for the potential for power outages as well. And we'll be here through it to track it for you and give updates and fine tune this forecast through the week. Once we get to about Thursday afternoon, then we're going to be starting to talk about specific snow numbers, specific ice numbers, but those don't really matter. What matters is the impact in us telling you now to go ahead and prepare. Overnight tonight, that's not the case though. Becoming mostly clear as we head on through the evening and the overnight. Clouds starting to ease in after midnight though, especially toward daybreak. Overnight lows in the 20s. No precipitation tonight. Rain showers at times for our Wednesday, especially midday and into the afternoon and Wednesday night. Wednesday night, it is going to be rain. We are staying above freezing, so no concerns there. A chance of showers in a Thursday. A break for the daytime of Friday, but then the late night winter storm starts late night Friday night, early Saturday morning. It's an all day Saturday, all night Saturday night affair, and now it's stretching into most or all of Sunday before tapering off Sunday evening. High impact travel conditions likely. Power outages possible. Snow and ice. It's not just snow for everybody. Some people it will be a full-blown ice storm, so be aware of that. And then we're cold with road issues and wind chill problems all the way into at least Tuesday of next week. And yes, Monday night on there, you see that overnight low of 9 degrees. That's not the wind chill. That's the overnight low. Cold air coming with this as well. That's a look at your latest 7-day forecast. I'll be back at 6 o'clock and 9 o'clock with another check of your local weather.
You're watching the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel.